Alright, response video to Professor Anton. Okay, I'll post this on YouTube, but under protest because Google is evil, censoring bastards. They don't deserve a decent human being's participation. And so this decent human being will attempt not to participate or keep it to a minimum. Apparently Professor Anton has not watched any previous videos where I point out that I do post a majority of my videos on Blip. Easy to follow links, really. I mean, there's the Blip index of my channel, and then my website also has a real little, easy drop-down list of all my videos. But anyway, and the last response video, Professor Anton, is labeled with his name in it, but whatever. So that's the rule. So I'm not going to make a habit of posting videos on YouTube, so I'm just doing this as a courtesy. But yeah, this is it. Anyway, all right. So we're getting a conversation anyway. So the first thing I'll deal with is the epigenetics stuff. So again, you've implied that I'm the one that's misinformed. No, you are. Sorry. There's no positive effect in the research. That you can't do something to augment your life to make. It's like you can't make your computer run better, right? I mean, Dell figured it out. They'd make it run pretty good. There's very little you could do anyway to make it run better, okay? I mean, to process the software better. And that's basically, epigenetics is the bits that run the software. Let's just use software, let's call the software like Windows and the rest of the software, let's call that the chromosomes, and let's call the hardware the epigenetic part, the little mechanical bits that go with the chromosomes that, help create the whole body of a cell, okay? Because the cell, obviously, a DNA molecule by itself can't reproduce itself. It needs help. And that's epigenetics. There's very little genetic material in epigenetics. And what exists doesn't evolve as aggressively, because it doesn't have the same mechanism of evolution, just like a sperm cell, as I gave in my example in the other video, I guess. What else? Yeah, it's all negative. So yeah, if you are of poor health, if you're diminished or are upset and stressed and all the things that are going to cause your body not to produce very good sperm and egg, not the best quality. So your computer's got dust in it, it runs too hot. The electricity isn't the right voltage all the time. It's going to screw up maybe some of the electronics, and little bits of it might break. And it'll still run, but the little parts aren't doing their job anymore. So it's not running as efficiently, and it's going to make errors. You'll get a blue screen of death now and then. So anyway, but there's very few, there's little possibility, little chance of coming up with some random error in that hardware, where you just whap it with a hammer, and all of a sudden your computer works better. That's unlikely. And so there's no hope there for anything meaningful. Yes, it might be able to use it in controlling cancer or something else, just like any other mechanism that has anything to do with the cell, but has nothing to do with our evolution. And that was the implication, that we could augment the next generation and make them better human beings by being better human beings. And that's not going to happen. We can certainly make them worse human beings by being unhealthy human beings, but that's a whole different subject. And especially a different subject than To Be Serious was raising, so fuck her again in the comments, implying that she was saying something else. Bullshit. Those videos are, my response videos are still there anyway. And so the argument can't get confused, as I played her video and responded to her bullshit. Anyway, to the real subject, which is your ability to play this, it all works out in the end, it's all okay. The minuses are minusy, but the goods are good, so it's all okay. So let's just skip and enjoy, and we won't worry about it because we're alive and we don't give a fuck if it's all fucking insane. What a pile of crap. Sorry. You make that up. You don't explain logically how you have some calculation in your head that makes it make sense. Like, okay, 5 of my orgasms are worth 1 6-year-old with cancer. I mean, what's your fucking equation? Where you have decided that the pain is worth the gain. If I made a mechanical device that reproduces itself and mutates, and I set it upon the world, And all its only mission, program mission, was to consume and reproduce. Right? Consume parts and make a copy of itself. I gave it no conscience, no consciousness, no anything but the capacity to evolve into something. Now, if I made such a machine, I've said it before, none of you fuckers are going to give me the Nobel Prize if I set it loose on planet Earth. Alright? I mean, it's just such a pile of crap. And if I set it loose into outer space, we know what it would turn into. Aliens, you know, the movie Alien, that's what it would turn into. Or maybe the little mechanical spiders in Lost in Space. That would be 99.99% of your accomplishment. So, again, you're just going to sit there and say, oh yeah, well, I'd validate it, I would do it. In my opinion, that would be the biggest crime ever committed, if somebody was to do that. I mean, it would dwarf all other war crimes ever committed, any crime ever committed. It's so recklessly irresponsible. In your own comments, I should just read the comment section. There's that stupid, idiotic, moronic old skank S and F. And you applauded her comment, of course, or something. But anyway, said some kind of crap, about how, well, why should we think God has a brain? Basically, why do we assume that God would know what a feeling was? I mean, there's just no point having a conversation with people who actually believe creation would be in the hands of a retard. That would be how you qualify to be God, is you fail the IQ test. Intelligence does not do things sloppy. And there's every evidence of sloppiness in this. And you're just embracing that. You're just saying, yeah, I think sloppiness is kick-ass. You even went so far to say that you wouldn't even edit it. You wouldn't even take this, what exists now, and change anything in it. I mean, I call that just plain out statistically insane. I mean, if you had the power to eradicate human disease, especially the insane little viral ones like AIDS, and you didn't kill it, you didn't wipe that out, you didn't extract that from the equation, then you're just too fucktarded for words. Really, just way too fucktarded. Insane. Just fucking insane. Alright, so intelligence wasn't quite sloppy. I've made this argument 4 million times, but yeah, intelligence doesn't do stupid things. That's the nature of intelligence. It does balance equations. It does try to figure out efficiency. And so it doesn't do things deliberately, inefficiently. It only does them by necessity. We don't let things, we don't sit there and allow there to be 50,000 traffic deaths a year because we think it's a good idea. No, we do it because there's a practicality. And we can't eliminate all of them without severely restricting freedom and all these other things that we value. So there's a trade-off. But if it was a pure world, there's no way we wouldn't eradicate all of the problem. We wouldn't leave some of the problem behind. All right, worth it again. This is all you offer no explanation for why satisfaction of your addiction, and that's all the only way you value worth. You're just a heroin addict saying to me, "Oh, but I enjoy eating cake." The heroin addict's going to say, "I enjoy shooting up heroin." That's not an excuse for what we pay for this. What the animal world pays for it, what sentience pays for it. I can smell a dead carcass right now. Okay? I mean, every day, trillions of animals meeting their end in often horrific manner. And you're just going to say, well, it's okay because, I had some good cake. No, it's not okay. And that's sadistic. I'm sorry, there's no other word for it. You're a fucking sadist. I mean, to be benign to suffering is no better than to enjoy watching it, in my opinion. If you're going to play along and be a contributor, a facilitator, what's the fucking difference? All right, so I'm mad. Yeah, that's right. I'm mad at both the system that's stupid, because stupid, dumb things, broken things piss me off. But yeah, it's more about being mad at these other humans who are calling themselves intelligent. They might even have professor as a title, and they're full of shit, and they're sitting there walking through this crap and they're blessing it. I bless this. I bless. That's all. I endorse. I endorse. I accept. I accept. I accept. Yeah. And so yeah, that pisses me off. Eat the good half. Yeah, well, whatever. The good half is an illusion, as I've said. You're just pretending that the satisfaction of your deprivation is worth it. So you come into the world deprivated, something the force of nature extracts from you half your magnetic essence, so to speak, and it obliges you to go chasing after what you've lost. It creates the attractive force. It puts the other magnet on a string in front of you in terms of your ego and your drives. And so you'll chase that magnet because you want to make yourself whole. And that's, you're going to call that worth it. Worth the price being paid, where there's people, and animals enduring hard suffering. So I say bullshit to that bullshit. Alright, epigenetics, it's just about errors again. It's about you can stop errors from happening, and that's a good thing. But that's what it's about. There's no upside. There's only preventing a downside. Take game, not a give game. Well, I think you just kind of washed right over that one with this notion that somehow we do give. And a dog, a wolf, will die for the pack. Okay? Men will do extraordinarily bizarre things to gain the affection of women. So what? That's just part of what I'm talking about. We have a hive psychology, and we will function for the hive. And the hive is defined as your family, and next your race, maybe, your nationality, all that kind of crap. And those are our hives, and we will kill each other. We will suicide bomb each other. They're giving to the hive when they do that. A kamikaze was a very good hive guy. He was a giver, right? I mean, in truth. But no, I mean, if the big picture, obviously it's take, because it's one hive against another hive, and they'll eradicate each other. So the give, again, has as its real mission take. It has its real mission exterminate Cro-Magnon man. So it's just kind of crap. Again, looking at plant life, something like felt the obligation to give. Yeah, well, again, that's just the hive mentality. Alright, so I'll have to get to page 2 later. Alright, I see that page 2 is about the same as page 1. Again, you say some kind of epigenetic phenomenon. Sorry, no. It's not happening. You brought up the gods and their invention, and talking about like some sort of ego trip. That's why humans invented gods. No, they invented gods because the world was so goddamn crazy. They had to come up with some explanation. There had to be some kind of hope of a future, a heaven, some way out of this horror. And the gods they invented were crazy, psychotic bastards. It's pretty obvious. They were all boogeymen. They were scary motherfuckers, yielding their power and smashing and crushing and destroying. They wipe out your crop because you looked at another woman, and they ruined your wheat crop. That kind of crap. They're horrible rationalizations because they had deformed babies. Get real. Horrible things happened to people, and they had no explanation for the horror. So they had to invent a crazy, psychotic god to explain it. And you're not doing any better. You're sitting there, you've endorsed nature, a DNA molecule. Again, the DNA Borg owns you. And you're sitting there just lapping at its breast. Retard me some more. Retard me. Right, retarded God. That's what this is. This is invented by a retard, and you're glorifying it. Not intelligence, retardedness, stupidity. Ignorance does stupid things like this, like creating Frankenstein, and then justifying it. Well, Frankenstein ate some cake. I mean, even that's a good analogy, because that's sort of how God was invented. Here we are, Frankenstein, and we say, oh, there must be a Dr. Frankenstein. There's got to be some crazy motherfucker behind this mess. That's what it comes down to. All right, so you're this whole nonchalant, who cares attitude is just so. I mean, unfortunately,